This morning I'm going to be going over the quiz that we took on writing, reading, evaluating some algebraic expressions. It was 3 pages. Um, I want you to have your quiz in front of you so that as I go through these, the ones that you got wrong, I'll be explaining them a little bit more and you'll be able to say, oh, this is what I did wrong. Now I understand it. Or if after I explain it you still don't get it, circle it, bring it in, let's talk during recess or before after school or during class sometime. Let's figure these out. This is important foundational stuff to algebraic equations and expressions. So, okay, the first page had 15 problems. It was all writing the equation. It gave you some written expressions, and you just had to put it into an algebraic expression. So the first one, it says add x to 5. Add x to 5. So I'm going to start with 5, and I'm going to add x. So 5 plus x. Now some of you might have done x plus 5 because of commutative property. 5 plus x is the same as x plus 5. So either way would work. But if I'm looking at the wording in this one, it says add x to 5. So 5 gets x added to it. 5 plus x. Okay. Number 2, subtract x from 7. So I start with 7. I'm going to subtract x from it. So it's it's 7 minus x. Subtract x from 7. That one's really important because you can't, 7 minus x is so different from x minus 7. So you got to make sure you do it the correct way. Number 3, add 6 to s. Add my s. I'm going to add 6 to it. 6 s plus 6. Okay. Number 4, subtract 7 from s. I'm going to start with my s, and I'm going to subtract 7 from it. S minus 7. Number 5, the product. Whenever you see the word product, you think multiplication, multiplication. The product of y and 9. Y times 9. That'd be fine. I also like to do this. 9y. I start with a number and then I put the variable, put them right next to each other. I don't use any symbol because once a variable and a number are touching, it means that they multiply or they will be the product. Okay? They multiply. Number 6, the sum of y and 9. Y plus 9. Could be 9 plus y, but this is how it's spoken, or this is how it's written on the paper. Number 7, the quotient of 8 and y. Quotient of 8 and y. Quotient tells me it's division, so quotient of 8 and y. You could also write it like this, because that means divided by, and quotient means divided by. Number 8, the product of 9 and p. Product of 9 and p. 9 times p, or 9p. That's how I prefer to write it. You'll see this a lot in algebra, where they're just touching. Okay, let's go up to number 9. The sum of 8 and t. Sum of 8 and t. 8 plus t. Sum is you're adding the two together. Number 10, quotient. Again, I see the word quotient, so I know I have a division problem. Let's see, quotient of 7 and y. 7 divided by y. Could be written like that also. Number 11, the difference between 7 and y. When you have difference, you just go in order. It's the difference of 7, difference means subtraction, 7 and y. So the difference of 7 and y, you go right in order, 7 minus y. Next one is similar, difference between p and 10. Difference between p and 10, p minus 10. 13, the product, okay, multiplication. Product of 9 and n. 9 times n or 9n. 14, the sum, okay, so addition, the sum of 9 and k, 9 and k, 9 plus k. And then number 10, the quotient. So I know with quotient I have a division. The quotient of 10 and w is 10 divided by w, or you could write it like that, 10w. Okay, so that's the first page. If you went through these with me and you still have a question on a couple of them, circle it, bring it in, let's talk about it, let's figure it out. Okay, let's go to page 2. Page 2 has some word problems where you look at the word problem, it has a number and a variable, and you have to put it into an algebraic expression. So number 1 says, Jason wants to know how much his electric bill will be yearly. So he wants to know what's the yearly bill. So yearly bill equals, and all the information we know is that his monthly bill, monthly equals Z. So the monthly is Z dollars, but we want to know his yearly. So I could do, I know that there are 12 months in a year. I could go Z plus Z plus Z plus Z and do that 12 times. That's a lot of work. I want to do something quicker. I want to, instead of, since it's the same number Z every month, instead of adding it 12 times, I'm going to multiply it. So I'm going to do 12 times Z. So my bill for a month is Z times that 12 times. That'll get me my yearly bill. So the answer is 12Z. 12 times Z. Okay. Let's look at number 2. On the second page, Christine has $15 more than Tom. Tom has Y dollars. We know what Tom has, it's Y. We want to find out what Christine has. So Christine is equal Tom, and then if you add $15 more, so I know Tom has this much, I add 15 because I know Christine has 15 more than Tom, so it's going to be Y plus 15. Okay. Now, number 3. Nick has 8 less toys than Jill. Jill has Z toys. So we're looking for what Nick might have. We know that Jill has Z. And if Nick has 8 less, if I take 8 from Jill, it's going to give me what Nick has. So it's Z minus 8. It's important to write it this way, not 8 minus Z. That's a different number. Okay, and number 4 on this page. Let's see, Jason has 5 times the amount of pages of homework than Kirk. Kirk has N. So if we want to find out what Jason's homework is, we know that it's 5 times what Kirk has. We know Kirk has N, so it's going to be 5 times N. This is 5 times Kirk. That'll give me Jason's. 5N. 5 times N. Okay? Let's go to the third and the last page. This page is where we're evaluating. It's exponents. It's where you have algebraic expression. Like it says Kelly has x to the 4th dollars. But then it tells us what the x is. In this case, x equals 2. So now I'm just going to replace my variable x with what it is. And then keep my power to 4. This is not 2 times 4 though. This is exponent. So it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2 to the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I just do this, and the way I like to do it is I go like this. 4 times 2 times 2. I do those, bring those down. Now I'm going to do these. 4 times 2 is 8. Bring this one down, and then I do that, and I get my answer of 16. So for number 1, Kelly has $16. Okay? Number 2. Jill has x to the 3rd pages of homework this week. Well, we know x equals 3. So x to the third is what she has total, and x equals 3. So I replace the variable with 3, and then keep my exponent. That equals 3 times 3 times 3. Do that, it's 9. Bring that one down, and 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, number 3. Randy ran x to the 5th laps, and it tells us that x equals 2. So again, I just replace x with 2, keep my exponent. That equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I make sure I have those, and I just do it. 2 times 2 is 4. Bring these down. Now I do this. 4 times 2 is 8. Bring these two down. 8 times 2 is 16. Bring that one down. And then I do this final thing, and I get 32. So Randy ran 32 laps. Okay, last question. It says Tom ate x squared grapes. Or we know that squared is x to the 2. Now x equals 5. So we want to find out how many grapes he ate. I'm going to replace my variable with this. Keep my exponent. 5 to the second equals 5 times 5. There's 1, 2. My 2 5s. I multiply those together. I get 25. And 5 to the second is 25. So Tom ate 25 grapes. Okay? If you have any questions about any of these on the test, circle them, take note of them, come in, see me. I want to help you. We need to understand this material.